If you live alone and you're over 65, there are things happening to your body and mind right now that no one warned you about. Not your doctor, not your kids, not the retirement brochures. This video is the warning you never got. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. Living alone after 65 is harder than anyone admits, but inside each difficult truth I'm about to share, there's something useful, a way forward that actually works. Stay until the end. Section 10 is where everything shifts. Most people miss it. Let's get into it. One, the collapse of daily structure. You spent decades complaining about routines. The alarm clock is dragging you out of bed. Dinner at 6 because that's when everyone was home. Bedtime dictated by tomorrow's obligations. You couldn't wait to be free of all that. Then suddenly, all of it disappears and you expect freedom. What you get instead is nothing. Days without shape. Tuesday feels like Saturday. 3 in the afternoon feels like 8 in the morning. Time turns into this shapeless thing you can't get a grip on. I spoke with a retired postal worker named Frank, 73. He told me the hardest part of retirement wasn't missing his job. It was waking up and having no reason to get out of bed. I used to hate that alarm clock. He said, cursed at it every morning for 40 years. Now I'd give anything to have somewhere I needed to be. The research backs this up. Seniors living alone develop erratic sleep, skip meals, stop exercising, and put off doctor visits. Without external rhythm, the body drifts, blood pressure goes up, muscles waste, the mind fogs over. So what actually helps? Pick 3 anchors, non-negotiable: breakfast at 8, a short walk at 11, dinner at 6. Sitting at a real table, put them on your calendar, set alarms, treat them like appointments you cannot break, because they are. One woman, Martha, 79, shared something that stuck with me. She sets the table the night before. Plate, cup, napkin, everything. When I wake up and see it waiting, she said, I have somewhere to go, even if it's just my own kitchen. That's not nothing. That's survival disguised as a place setting, and move every hour. Stand up, walk to the window, stretch your arms overhead for 30 seconds. It sounds small. It isn't. 2. The weight of loneliness after dark. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Daytime loneliness is manageable. There are distractions, errands, TV, the business of staying alive. Nighttime is different. It's that hour before bed when the television goes off. And the house gets so quiet, you can hear yourself breathing. No one to say goodnight to. No one's footsteps in the hallway. Just you and the silence and the dark pressing in. A man named William, 76, described it to me like this. Loneliness isn't just a feeling anymore. It's like something sitting in the chair across from me. I can almost see it. 1 in 3 older adults reports chronic loneliness. And this isn't just sad, it's dangerous. The health impact equals smoking 15 cigarettes a day, heart disease, cognitive decline, depression, early death. Men carry this especially hard. Your generation was raised to tough it out. Admitting loneliness feels like admitting failure. So you don't. And it eats you alive from the inside. I want to stop here for a second. If any of this sounds familiar, if you're watching this and thinking, that's me, stay with me. What comes next actually helps. Join something with a schedule. A book club on Tuesdays. A walking group on Thursday mornings. Volunteer at the food bank every Saturday. The key word is regular. Showing up once does nothing. Showing up 12 times builds something. People start expecting you. They notice when you're missing. Being missed. That small thing can save your life. And technology? Use it. Video calls with grandchildren count. Online communities count. George, 78, had no one to talk to about his lifelong love of classic cars. His wife used to listen even when she didn't understand. After she passed, he found an online forum for vintage auto enthusiasts. And now, a guy named Roberto in Portugal messages him every morning at 6. "How's the carburetor coming along?" "George?" George told me that message is why he gets out of bed. Connection doesn't require being in the same room. It requires showing up consistently. 3. The terror of falling with no one to hear. There's a specific fear that haunts people who live alone after age 65. You've probably imagined it. Slipping in the shower, hitting your head on the tile, lying there, unable to reach your phone. While hours pass, the house is silent around you. Nobody coming. I wish I could tell you that fear is overblown. I can't. Falls are the leading cause of injury and death among seniors living alone. Heart attacks and strokes go unnoticed for hours, sometimes days, causing damage that could have been prevented with quick help. So before you go to bed tonight, do a few things. Put grab bars in your bathroom, by the toilet, inside the shower. These aren't symbols of weakness. They're tools that keep you independent. Get nightlights for every hallway. Remove the throw rugs or tape them down so they can't slip. Keep a flashlight by your bed. Same spot every night. And get a medical alert system. I know. You've seen the commercials. You feel too young for that. But the new ones automatically detect falls. They call for help even when you can't press the button. Yes, it costs money. You know what costs more? A broken hip, surgery, rehab, months of recovery, loss of mobility that never fully comes back. Finally, and this is important, set up a daily check-in. One person who calls you at the same time every day. If you don't answer, they come, period. Some communities have buddy systems for exactly this. There are apps that alert your emergency contacts if you miss a single check-in. You're not being paranoid, you're being smart. 4. The slow starvation of poor nutrition. When cooking for one person feels pointless, meals become afterthoughts. You know exactly what this looks like. Cereal for dinner, a sandwich over the sink, the same frozen meal 3 nights in a row because grocery shopping feels like too much effort. This isn't laziness. Let me say that again. This is not laziness. This is grief wearing a mask. Food was something shared. Meals had conversation, company, someone across the table. Now eating feels like maintenance, barely worth the trouble. But poor nutrition triggers a cascade. Muscles disappear, bones weaken, the immune system fails, the mind clouds, the body, denied fuel, starts breaking itself down. The fix takes less effort than you'd think. Cook once, eat all week, Sunday afternoon. Make a big pot of soup or stew, portion it into containers, freeze most of them, done. Home-cooked meals whenever you want. And all it takes is a microwave. Check your area for community meal programs. Senior centers, churches, and community groups. Many offer shared lunches several times a week. The food is decent, more importantly. It comes with people. Keep backup staples in your kitchen: canned beans, frozen vegetables, eggs, oatmeal, peanut butter, on your worst days. These keep you fed. And here's the part that sounds small but isn't. Set the table. Even if you're alone, use a real plate. Sit down. Eat like someone who matters, because you do. 5. Sleep that won't come. The bed feels enormous when you're the only one in it. The quiet amplifies everything, every creak, every settling of the house. And the dark wakes up memories you thought you'd buried. A lot of seniors living alone struggle with sleep, trouble falling asleep, waking at 3 a.m. with your heart racing, getting up too early with this heavy dread sitting in your chest before the day even starts. Poor sleep wrecks everything. Blood pressure climbs. Your mind gets foggy. Depression deepens. Heart disease risk goes up. So how do you take sleep back? Build a ritual. Same routine every night. Warm bath, gentle stretching, 10 pages of something calm. No screens for at least half an hour before bed. That blue light destroys your sleep hormones. Make your bedroom a cave. Cool temperature, blackout curtains, a fan or white noise machine to mask sudden sounds. Keep a notebook on your nightstand. When your brain starts churning at 2 a.m., the worries, the lists, the what-ifs, write it all down. Get it out of your head and onto paper. Your brain can finally let go. No caffeine after 2 in the afternoon. No heavy meals or alcohol close to bedtime. Both wreck sleep quality more than you'd expect. If this continues for more than a few weeks, see your doctor. Sleep problems are treatable. Exhaustion is not something you have to accept as just part of getting older. 6. Days without purpose. When there's no job, no children to raise, no spouse to care for, what's left? Many seniors describe this drifting feeling, waiting for the day to end so you can go back to bed, where at least unconsciousness has a point. I need to be direct with you here. Purposelessness kills, not metaphorically, literally. Seniors without a clear purpose experience faster cognitive decline. They lose independence quickly. They die sooner. Your generation built things, raised families through hard times. You didn't sit around waiting for meaning to show up. And you can't start now. So volunteer. Libraries need reading tutors. Animal shelters need dog walkers. Food banks need sorters. Hospitals need people to sit with patients who have no one to sit with them. When you give time to something bigger than yourself, you actually remember in your bones, that you still matter. Dig up old passions. Did you used to paint, play guitar, build things? Go back. Take a class at the community center. Learning keeps your brain sharp and puts you in the company of people who share your interests. Set goals. Yeah, small ones. Big ones. Doesn't matter. Finish this book by Friday. Clean out the garage this month. Visit that national park before winter. Goals give days direction, and if your health allows, consider part-time work, tutoring, consulting, retail for a few hours a week. You get income, structure, and human contact in one package. 7. The pain of being forgotten. Your son used to visit every week. Now it's once a month if you're lucky. Your daughter moved across the country. Friends have gotten sick or passed away. The phone barely rings anymore. And the worst part? Family decisions happen without you. You find out about your own grandkids' milestones through Facebook. So you tell yourself not to be a burden. You stop calling, you stop asking, and the silence around you gets thicker. Here's the cruel irony. The more you feel like a burden, the less you reach out, and reaching out is exactly what you need to do. Most people aren't ignoring you on purpose. They're just busy, overwhelmed with their own lives. They assume you're fine unless you tell them otherwise. So tell them otherwise. Reach out first. Text. Call. Write an actual letter. Those still mean something. Don't wait to be remembered. And be specific. We should get together sometime is easy to brush off. Can you come for lunch next Tuesday at noon? Requires an answer. Build what some people call a chosen family. Neighbors who check in. Friends from church or the senior center. The pharmacist who always asks how you're doing. These relationships take time, but they can hold you up just as well as blood, sometimes better. You are not a burden. Asking to be seen isn't a weakness, it's honesty. And most people want to help. They just need to know you need them. 8. The slow bleed of financial worry. Fixed income, rising costs, medical bills that show up out of nowhere, insurance paperwork that makes less sense every year. When you live alone, there's no second income to absorb the shocks, no partner to share the weight of financial fear. So you cut corners, delay doctor visits, skip doses of expensive medication, live in conditions that aren't quite safe, all to save money. This is more common than anyone admits. Start here. Contact your local area agency on aging. They know every assistance program available: property tax relief, utility assistance, SNAP food benefits, and Medicare prescription assistance. You might qualify for more than you think. Make a simple budget. Income on one side, expenses on the other. Look for leaks, subscriptions you forgot about, insurance you're overpaying for, brand name meds that have cheaper generics. Consider whether downsizing makes sense. A smaller place can significantly cut costs, and senior communities offer built-in safety and social connection. And talk honestly with your family about money. Your kids might want to help and have no idea you're struggling. Silence prevents solutions. You worked hard your whole life. There is no shame in accepting help now. 9. The fear of losing your mind. Keys in strange places. Words that disappear mid-sentence. Appointments you swear you never scheduled. When you live alone, there's no one to notice if these moments are adding up. No one to gently suggest you see a doctor. And here's what makes it worse. Isolation itself speeds up cognitive decline. Loneliness floods your brain with stress hormones. Bad sleep impairs memory. Without stimulation, neural pathways wither. So fight back. Stay mentally active. Puzzles, books that challenge you, a new language, online courses in something that interests you. The brain stays stronger when it's used. Stay physically active. Walking 30 minutes a day increases blood flow to your brain. This isn't opinion, it's a documented fact. Stay social. Conversation exercises your brain in ways that solitary activities can't match. And manage your health conditions: high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol. All of these raise dementia risk. Control them, and you're protecting your brain. If you notice real, persistent changes in memory, see your doctor immediately. Don't wait. Don't hope it gets better on its own. When caught early, medications and lifestyle changes can dramatically slow progression. 10. The hidden gift. I've spent this whole time talking about what's hard. Now I need to tell you something else. Something almost nobody says out loud. Living alone after 65, done with intention, can be deeply good. I'm not being naive. I know the first year is brutal, the grief, the adjustment, the days that feel like they'll never end. But listen to Eleanor, 76. She lost her husband 8 years ago. The first year, I barely survived. She told me. But then something shifted. A friend invited me to try water aerobics. I didn't want to go. I went anyway. She met 3 women there. They became her closest friends. Now they travel together. They text good morning every single day. Eleanor lives alone, but she's not lonely. She has her own space and her own people. It's the best of both worlds. She said, I wouldn't trade it. Freedom to structure your day however you want. To eat what you want, when you want. To spend a whole afternoon on something you love without apologizing to anyone. To finally have silence when you want silence, and company when you need it. This doesn't happen by accident. You have to build it. Say yes to invitations even when you're tired. Show up even when staying home feels easier. Use technology to stay connected across distances. Create rituals that give your week shape. The Sunday farmer's market. The Tuesday phone call with your oldest friend. The Friday movie you pick yourself. And be gentle with yourself. Some days will be hard. Some nights will be lonely. That's not failure. That's being human. You're still here. I told you at the beginning. This video is the warning you never got. Now you have it. Falls, loneliness, nutrition, sleep, purpose, money, memory. All of it is real. None of it is your fault. But here's what's real. People turn this around every single day. They build routines that hold them up. They find communities that see them. They ask for help without shame. They discover that living alone doesn't have to mean living without hope. Tonight, take one small step, just one. Send a message to someone you've been thinking about. Make a phone call you've been putting off. Walk outside and feel the air for 5 minutes. Write down one thing, just one, you're looking forward to this week. Share this with someone who might be fighting the same battle alone. Leave a comment, even one word, so you and everyone else watching can see the truth. You're not the only one. You're still here, you still matter, and your story isn't finished yet.